Dalitra.
What's up?
Welcome to DJ E360 World, right?
Thanks
It's
for
been a
having me.
while.
Yeah.
I wanted you to come over here for like the longest time, but you've been running away from me,
Nah, I think it's
huh?
mostly just being busy,
Okay, cool. This is your first time here, right?
It is.
So let's start from the beginning. Where were you born and raised?
Born and raised up Marlboro, Maryland. Born in DC, raised in Maryland, so.
And then you've been around the DMV your entire life.
Yep.
Okay, so describe that environment for you, like growing up. I'm saying like the early age. How was that for you? Did you grow up in the suburb or the
Yeah.
DC where all the crazy
No,
stuff happened?
no, I literally was just born in DC, but raised in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Um, yeah, in the suburbs, just a great atmosphere.
Okay.
You know, us as kids running around, having fun, never having to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Going to school, getting along with everybody, just enjoying life. Actually, it
Okay.
just felt like an innocent, cool childhood
Okay. As far as
with
the
loving parents and family. So
okay, so as far as the family dynamic though, how was that for you? Because we have a stigma, right? In the
hmm
black community, it's either most of the time it's just a one single parent family household. How was that for you?
I actually had both my parents. You
Okay.
know, thank God. Yeah, they actually been married for like over 30 something years. So we've always seen them as a loving unit together. So to bring up, it's six of us,
Okay.
3 girls, 3 boys. So I have other siblings, and us just growing up in the same household has been just fun and amazing because you always had somebody who had your back.
Okay.
So my parents instilled God in us and a lot of love in us. So it was awesome growing up.
Okay. How does it feel to grow up in a family of so many siblings?
Well, it's fun because you're never lonely. So you always have somebody to play with.
Okay.
So, and everybody was very sweet. So I never had to really feel like, how some people have sibling rivalries or different things like that.
Yeah.
I never had that. Like my family and I were just close. We're still close.
Okay.
So,
As far as the cultural, like your family cultural values, like how was it? Did you grow up in the church, or how was that environment for you?
yes. My parents are Christians, so we grew up in a Baptist church. So, yeah, just them instilling a lot of Jesus and God in us, and just basically just treating people how you want to be treated.
Okay.
Treating people how you want to be treated, and just loving everyone. So.
So did you were you in the choir or did you sing or how was that for you?
Yes, I grew up singing in the choir, so that was fun. Um, it kind of like showed me that I had a desire and a passion for music.
Okay.
Um, so yeah,
Like did you have to? Was that mandatory that everybody in the family got to go to church on Sunday,
it was.
or
Yeah, yeah.
so everybody got to go to church on
Everybody
Sunday?
has to go to church on Sunday. So
Okay. So have you played any or did you play any instrument throughout that time period?
I actually always played the keyboard by ear.
Oh,
So I
okay.
always used to, after church, go play on the piano. Or sometimes they'll like ask me if I wanted to like play a song, at church
Yeah.
while like everybody's singing on a hymn, and I'll have to like literally go
Go,
while everybody else is singing and stuff like that. So it was just fun. We even had a piano in the house growing up, so I would run downstairs and sneak on the piano because my
yeah.
mom really didn't want us on the piano
Wow.
because she wanted it to get tuned and stuff like that.
Oh,
But I
okay.
really was drawn to the piano that I would run downstairs and always like try to
Try to
play it
play.
and stuff like that. So
So when did you decide to get involved with the artistry as far as like singing and getting involved with like the mics and all of that?
probably actually in 2006. Like I've always wrote songs like in middle school and things
Hmm.
like that. But it was like based upon like relationships, as kid relationships. But when I, basically after I graduated from high school, 2006, I started to really have a passion for just playing the keyboard, um, and things like that. And one of my friends actually believed in me and saw how gifted and talented that I was, that he wanted to invest in it.
Yeah.
So he actually bought all my studio equipment.
Oh,
So I
okay.
literally would be making beats and writing songs till like 4 o'clock in the morning, just like, in the summertime, and just basically throughout the year. Like, I just really loved it.
Let's talk about your artistry itself, right?
Okay.
Oh, the name, uh, the Litra, is that your real name or that's the alter ego? Or
No, that's my real name. My real name is Darlitra Perry.
okay,
But I also, on social media, I go by Litra Love One.
okay,
Yeah, Litra is my nickname. I love love. God is love. So why not, incorporate that? So
okay.
that's how I
So
came up with Litra Love One.
when creating the music, right? Where do you draw the inspiration from? Because you were talking about earlier about love, writing love songs and all of that. Like again, to start, like, were you into poetry to begin with?
Actually, I've always kind of like been a writer.
Oh,
My
okay.
mom said even when I was a little kid, I used to always run around the house with a pen and paper. Like, that is actually something that I'm very passionate about. That's how I express my emotions,
Oh,
especially through music. Um, like I said, I actually used to write about little relationships that I would have, like in middle school, things
yeah.
like that, high school, little heartbreaks. But when I really started to use my gifts and talents to glorify God, like really started writing about God and gospel music, that's when I really started to have a deeper love and connection and passion about it,
Hmm.
that I was able to reach higher peaks than I've ever expected or thought before.
Okay.
So it just opened up everything for me to just be more creative and go in depth with things.
So why gospel music and not the conventional, like traditional R&B, pop music, and the rest of it? Right? But why gospel?
Well, to me, I feel like God has blessed me with so many gifts and talents. I sing, I dance, I act, I rap, and write and make beats. So I just figured, why not use my gifts and talents to glorify the one who created me, the one
Okay.
who gave me the gifts and talents. So to me, like I said, I try to write about relationships, but I just figured when I started writing just about God and gospel, it just allowed me to be able to become a different writer.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
feel like I was boxed in. I felt like it was so much more I could express with just writing and talking and telling about God and how He's been to me in my life.
Okay.
So,
So, but do you feel like you have to limit yourself as far as the writing though? Because it's so much you can say when you're singing gospel. You
mm-hmm,
cannot curse. You
mm-hmm,
cannot, certain stuff you cannot incorporate into your writing. Like, do
mm-hmm.
you feel like you kind of fit, like, put yourself in a box by doing
No,
gospel?
I actually feel the opposite. I feel like
Oh,
when I write about relationships or R&B, I feel limited. I feel like, what is there to really talk about except for, I love them, I care about them,
yeah,
and oh, they broke my heart.
yeah.
But when I talk about God, it's just so much to God that I feel like it's a never-ending song.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I mean? You can express about how you feel. You can express about your experiences throughout life. You can just talk to God and tell him how you feel. You can encourage other people. It's just, to me, that's when my creativity just kind of just start. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
okay.
Just rolling. So, because it's always different. You always feel different.
Okay. So the writing process though, like, how is that for you? Like, do you like to isolate yourself and write, or you can create at any moment?
Actually, for me, it's literally at any given moment. Like right now, I can make a song. Right now, you could throw a word to me, and I can like make a song about it.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I'm at work, and I'll get like a little, tune in my head, and I'll take out my phone and try to record it on voice notes. Sometimes I'll like start making a beat, and then I'll start writing songs after that, depending on how that beat or instrumental makes me feel.
Oh, okay.
Or sometimes it's based upon just how I feel at that moment. Like if I'm sad or if I'm happy and I really want to express it,
Mm.
then I'll just start writing about it. So
Okay. So as far as the recording process though, like, do you have your own? Like, do you go to a specific studio or you have your own studio setup? How is that for you?
I actually have my own studio set up in my house. So pretty much I just go to my own little studio and yeah, just like I said, either I'll make the beat first and then I'll write to it,
Okay.
or like I said, I already will have a song or something, or just freestyle it. It just really just depends.
Okay. So it feels like you do everything though. Is
I
is
do.
isn't that too much for you sometimes to create the beat and then lay the vocal down and then I know you have some mixing capabilities too. So isn't that overwhelming sometimes to trying to do it all?
No, not actually. It's actually the opposite because to me, it feels like if you're passionate about something, it's like you enjoy it so much. And then you also have a vision of what you want to execute.
Oh,
And
okay, I
only
see.
you can do that versus I can tell you or somebody, another producer, hey, make this beat for me. But it's like if I feel as though I might want something else and that you can't be able to achieve it, then I'm gonna hop right on there so
Oh,
I can
okay.
make it and create it the way I want to. So with all that being said, I just feel like when you enjoy what you do, nothing feels like it's overpowering you or feel like exhausting
Oh,
you.
okay.
It just feels like something that's natural. You love cooking. What do? It's not
Yeah.
too much for you to chop up the food,
No.
mix it, bake it, you know, or anything because that's what you love to do. You love being creative.
Okay.
So I feel like it gives me a space to continue to be creative the way I envision it. So,
Okay. That's good. I mean, if you decide to go to a regular studio now, right?
hmm
So how is that dynamics gonna be for you? Like, would you like just you and an engineer, or other people around, or what would you like to have in that environment to make it feels like home if you decide to go to a studio?
I feel like home is within me. You know what I mean when it comes to my music. So it really doesn't matter. You can just we could be at a bus stop if you have a MIDI keyboard or just like something that you don't even you could just plug up somewhere.
Yeah.
I could just go for it. You know, it's like you get in your zone and you just space out. So even with me going to another studio, um, sometimes like the producer, they'll even tell me, "Well, go ahead, do your thing," because it's just something that's in you. Is what you want to do. You want to just jump on there
Yeah.
and start making beats and music. So
Okay. So if to create a good music, right? What do you have to have around for a great studio time or a great vibe? Like, what do you have to have around? People like you see here, like when, people smoke trees to get in the zone. People, take a shot maybe, or people eat Skittle, or like, what is that for you?
some
Like
people like candles.
candles. It's people, whatever you can do, right?
Yeah.
What do you like to have around you as like stimulant?
To be honest with you, nothing.
Water
Like I
maybe?
literally no. I mean, water's
Cause
nice
you
to always
sing,
have. Yeah.
your vocal
So
cords might be.
of course you would like some water, but other than that, nothing. Just as long as I have, you know, the beat machine there or the keyboard, I'm good. Like that's all I really need, honestly. Like I
No
just
energy
pray.
drink,
No, I
nothing.
just pray before I do everything and just
Okay,
go for it. I just feel like I just allow God to use me.
okay.
So yeah, I don't really need anything, honestly. So.
Oh, okay. So like I've heard it so many times where like singers usually don't like to drink because it probably might mess up your vocal cord. Is that the same thing for you? Like when you record,
Like as far as like drinking water or anything
like when
like
you
that.
laying down the vocal, like is that a thing where when you drink alcohol, it is a possibility that it might mess up your vocal cord or notes?
I mean, I guess everybody's different,
Oh, okay.
but for me, like, ah,
But do you
yeah.
advise people to drink and sing? Like as like really like professional ways?
I don't advise anything as
Oh,
far
okay.
as like condoning them to drink before they get into the studio and stuff like that. I just know for myself, I don't do none of that to get in the studio.
Oh, okay.
I just literally, like you said, drink some water and just do your thing. You know?
Because I'm looking at it as far as like a professional point of view, though. Like
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if I can educate people as far as like you're a singer.
of course.
I can consider you as a professional now, like the do's and don'ts for people like the upcoming people not to do
Mhm.
when trying to go to the studio and sing and
Yeah.
have like a crappy recording.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So as far as role models, right? Who are you looking up to right now as far as a success
Success.
in the
I
gospel
to
arena?
and to be honest with you,
Beyonce?
I was gonna say that. And even though she does, the music that she does and stuff like that, she is somebody who's very successful and talented, who's multi-talented.
Yeah.
And that's someone who's like an inspiration to me because it's like I kind of admire that and want that in the
Yeah.
gospel realm. You know what I mean? I want to be that type of performer where I sing, I dance, create my own music,
Mm.
and even add a little Missy Elliott to it because I create my own beats.
Oh, okay.
So just a mixture of them two is like an inspiration to me. So
Okay. So as far as the oldies though, like Like, have you ever looked up to anybody like the Aretha Franklin and all of those people? Like, how were you looking up to those like old generation before, or is it's not at all?
To be honest with you, I feel as though that everybody has artists or groups that they love and enjoy their music. So I would say SWV.
Oh,
They've been
okay.
around for a long time and I love their music because one, they have a great sound. Their voices are beautiful and it seems like they can sing anything. So, and I love their beat
Oh, okay.
behind it as well. So I would say like SWV and Sierra, Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Her music is beautiful to me. I still listen to
But
her.
those people they're not into gospel though.
Yeah, but to me, I feel like I bring a different flavor to the
Oh,
gospel
okay.
realm.
But as
I'm
far
not
as
traditional. Like, even though Mary Mary is great, I love Kirk Franklin.
yeah,
I enjoy his music.
yeah.
So Kiki Sheard, Kirk Franklin, and like I said, SWV.
Let's talk about the music business though. As far as your team right now, right? What is the dynamic of it? Like, what do you have in a part of your team right now?
Well, I have a couple of producers, and I also have a financial advisor. And they're all like, both of my siblings, and the other one is one of my close friends. So he's really, really good at mixing and mastering,
Oh, okay.
and the producing side and engineering aspect of it. Then my brother, he's the producer, but he's also, helping with like anything else that I may need help with as far as like let's just say artist development or
Oh,
anything
okay.
like that. And then my other brother, he's a financial advisor, so he helps with business aspects of it. So
Any entertainment lawyers?
I actually do have a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my friends who's also my client because I do hair as well. She actually is a lawyer, so yeah, I have
Okay.
her on my team as well.
So as far as the network and social media tools, there, what do you have?
What do I have?
Yeah, to showcase the talent. Like I'm talking, the Facebook, the like you have Instagram, of
Yeah.
course. What else do you have? Twitter?
I actually tried to open up a Twitter account, but I'm not really too fond of Twitter.
I don't use Twitter neither
I
though.
actually
I
enjoy,
don't like
yeah,
it.
I actually just enjoy Facebook and
Instagram,
Instagram. I feel like that's a broad audience. Um,
YouTube
a
channel
little
maybe.
bit of YouTube, yeah. I have
Okay.
a YouTube channel as
And
well.
then
So.
do you have the same handle across all those platforms, or the names are different? Like the Litra Love here, the Litra Love One here, or is that the same
Actually,
across?
on Facebook, my name is Darlitra Perry, so
Okay.
that's my Facebook name. Instagram is Litra Love One, and that's with YouTube as well.
Oh,
So.
okay.
More. You just push the button, please. Okay. I told you just whatever is highlighted. Okay.
So let's talk about the system you have right now to showcase the talent, though. Like, what do you go through open mics still, or you're done with that phase?
I think I'm still open to things like that, but it's just pretty much a lot of different. Let's just say you like for example, I have a pastor who's also one of my friends who has me come out and do performances
Oh, okay.
and different things like that. So it's just mainly about like
Like private parties,
any type of
like
events that happen like weddings
oh, okay.
and any type of engagements actually. So
So that's the only like, are you planning on opening for like a bigger artist? Like, because I've seen some artists doing that,
mhm.
like opening for bigger artists when they come in town. Like, is that something you consider doing? And it costs money though.
Definitely I'm open to that, but I'm also trying to together my own
Oh, okay.
showcase.
Yeah.
So I'm actually still working on that. It's mainly about getting artists to who wants to be able to be a part of the performance as well.
Hmm.
And it's hard trying to get other people to be passionate about what the same things that you're passionate about.
Hmm.
So but those are some of the goals that I'm working towards right now. So
Okay, as far as the talent show out there, like, have you thought about doing any, like The Voice or America Got
I
Talent,
actually
or
did do the voice.
oh, you tried?
I did.
What
I
happened?
did. Okay, let me be. So
I mean, the
actually,
talent pool is crazy though.
it is, but so basically, I went there and I was really having fun and enjoying it, and the judge who was there was like, "Don't pay me no attention. I'll be writing notes, but I'm listening. I might not be having eye contact with you, but I'm
Yeah.
listening." So I actually was kind of just like, and it was like my first time you know, what is it, auditioning
Yeah.
there. So I actually was singing and different things like that. And she was like bobbing her head, like enjoying it. And for some reason, sometimes you get in your own head. And I just like overthought it and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm really like doing this audition in front of this person." And I messed up a little bit after that. And she kind of looked at me. And I just continued singing. So it's like I didn't mess up the whole time I rehearsed. The whole time I performed this in
Yeah.
different, in front of people. But at that moment, like I said, sometimes you get in your own head. Professional or not, there are a
Yeah.
lot of professionals out there
Yeah.
who sometimes still get nervous when they jump on a stage. So, so it's just a part of your career and what you're doing and different things and knowing how to tune out the noise. So at that moment, that was a moment that happened for me. And at the end, she was like, "Some of y'all did really, really good, and it was really, really, close for you to basically go through. It was close
Yeah.
for you to get through." But she was just kind of like, she's not gonna choose anybody in that room. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. So it just taught me to not be nervous and not to get in my own head. So you live and you learn.
But isn't it the right thing to do when somebody's in front of you, right? Singing, it's up to the judge to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
You can't just ignore people pretending not to listen, and that can throw somebody off, though.
In a sense.
I think they did it on purpose to throw people off.
Yeah, or they probably didn't want you to feel like
Under pressure when I'm looking at you.
So they probably felt like, let me look away, and then maybe that'll give you, time to not feel like somebody is staring at you. I don't know. I
But
really
it-
can't
it-
tell you her
But
thoughts.
like I'm trying to go through like what you went through, right?
Yeah.
If I'm in a room, you and I we're talking, right? I'm talking to you, and the whole time you're looking away.
Yeah.
I will stop talking, or I'm gonna be like, Delitra, come
Yeah.
on, I'm talking to you, right?
Yeah. Maybe
Natural
that was-
reaction.
Yeah, maybe that was her way of feeling like she's trying to listen to each note. I don't know. I'm just
That would
assuming.
be awkward if I'm the one singing. I would be frustrated. Though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As far as the artistry, right? We all know music costs money. How are you supporting the artistry right now? Like you said, friends and family. Like, do you have any merchandise that you sell to support like your singles? Like, do you sell it on Amazon or Amazon platform or iTunes or whatever the case might be? Like, what is that for you?
Well, right now I'm still working on a lot of those things to be put on iTunes and different things like that because I'm trying to.
Spotify.
Yeah, so I'm working on all of my music so I can be able to start pushing that.
Streaming.
Because I'm also working on a music video that we're about to shoot.
Okay.
So we're just pretty much just finishing and finalizing everything before starting to push those things out there. So right now
Okay.
it's just mainly like giving people samples and stuff like that and seeing how they react to it. And as far as like funding it and stuff, one, like I said, like I create the music myself. So of course I'm not gonna charge myself,
Yeah.
But then my friends and my brother, we pretty much we know the end result and the end goal. So we're all like helping each other in
Oh,
a
okay.
sense. So and I also, do hair. So I have clients and I also have another job. So it's like those are the things that help me to be able to support and fund anything that I need.
So basically, out of pocket right now.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
But that's what you work for, right? And if you got a goal, then you gotta be able to support yourself, So
Cool. All right, let's
I
get
don't have
personal.
no problem with it.
Good. You shouldn't, or you
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing it, right?
Yeah, I like to save, so I know how to manage my money, So
Let's get personal now,
all right.
right? Let's talk about
Let's get in there.
let's talk about love. The literal love, right? The
Yeah,
literal
yeah,
love.
yeah. I love
All
love.
right. Dating, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I cannot assume your relationship status. Like dating, like what do you look for? Like if you have to go look for your significant other, like what are you gonna look for?
Well, I'm actually in a happy, committed relationship, and we've been in a relationship going on 7 years. We have a daughter together.
So how was that process for you in
How was
that
that-
case?
It's challenging, like anything else. It's beautiful, but you're bringing two worlds together.
Okay.
So it's just maturing, and just if you really love somebody and you really want to be with somebody, you're gonna be faithful and do the right things, but also sacrifice.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just takes a lot of hard work and dedication between two people. So
Okay. So as far as getting through the first phase, right? How was that for you as far as the physical attribute? Like, what attracted you in the person?
wow, of
It
course.
has to be
I
something.
no. I was about to say, of course, I thought he was handsome.
Okay.
And then on top of that, he had a beautiful smile.
Okay.
And on top of that, now he has a beautiful personality and soul.
Okay.
So all those things kind of, and he dressed nice. So those are all the things that I would think that
So
originally
so those
somebody
things are
would,
deal breakers for you.
are deal breakers.
Deal breakers.
I mean, those are things that attracted me to him. So
It's normal. We all got preferences, though.
yeah,
I do have mine.
yeah.
Let's talk about the dating apps. I know you're off the dating market, right? Your opinion on it, though. Like, what do you think about it? Like, as far as like, do you like, did you guys meet like physically or through social media? That's the question.
So actually, we met at a lounge.
Oh, so it was in a physical form.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So, boy, have you tried any dating apps prior to that?
Um, I did, but I think it wasn't for anything serious.
So
It
you
was
didn't
more
like the
so
experience?
just for entertainment
Oh, okay.
purposes. Like, okay, let's try this. Because, back in the day, you used to have Black Planet
Yeah.
and,
MySpace, man.
MySpace and different things like that. So those are things that you just kind of did just because.
Yeah.
So of course it's nice to have conversations with people, but I would say for others who are doing dating sites, because there can be somebody out there just like you who's in their right mind but just really is looking for love.
Yeah.
Or somebody to have a friendship or companionship with. One, I would say you definitely got to pray about it and be careful because this day and age is it's kind of scary,
Yeah. It's very, very
you
scary.
you never know. There's people out here catfishing.
Yeah.
There's people out here just got alternative motives. It's just you really have to be careful if you ask me. So.
I mean, that's the thing, though, because when you're not seeing the person in a physical form, like you're exposing yourself to so many
Yeah.
uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what the person look like, and
Yeah.
especially with the angles these days, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but
You
I
know?
think that's for anything. You
So,
can meet somebody in person, and they
and
can
they'll
put
hide.
they can put a persona up of who they say they are to you. But then years later, you realize this person is
Nah.
not who they say they are. So it's just about sometimes taking risks and chances, but also being careful in the process.
Okay. Let's talk about marriage in general, right? What's your opinion on that? As far as like you coming from a family where your parents still together,
Mhm.
what's your opinion on it? Like looking at the state of mind that the millennial have today, where mostly people don't want to get married. So what's your opinion on it?
Okay, well, I'm not one of those people who don't want to get married because, of course, I've seen my parents, how successful they are with their marriage. And that's something that I desire as well. So I just feel like it's just mainly about finding the right person
Mhm.
who feels the same way about you and who is willing to put in the work for the rest of your lives. And pretty much just kind of like taking your time in that area. Like,
Okay.
I'm not rushing and running down the aisle because it's of course you want to get things together within yourself as well as your significant other before doing that, but I'm also preparing to get down the aisle.
Okay.
So taking my
So
time.
in today's environment, though, I've seen a couple of times where women are proposing to men these days. What is your opinion? Do you think is it something women should be doing, or like what is your opinion on that?
Well, I'm a little traditional,
Okay.
so I personally don't want to propose to my man, but I understand where they're coming from because they feel like, look, if you're not going to make the move, like what's going to happen? What needs to happen in order for this boat to keep moving?
Okay.
So they're just trying to just get them to kind of get in the same boat as them. But I know for myself, I just feel like I'll wait until
The man proposed.
yeah,
Which is
he
a natural
proposes. 'Cause
way.
you want that special moment,
Yeah.
But then I understand completely how they feel because it's like some guys just want to take their time, and it's just like
But do you think it's a deal breaker there? If a woman were to propose to a man right now and a man say he's not ready, do you think that should be a deal breaker?
no.
Or she should give him a chance, like
Uh,
wait, be patient.
Yeah, definitely wait and be patient, give him a chance, but he has to also understand that at the end of the day, look at this woman that you're with. Do you love her? Do you really want to be committed to her? Do you really want to be with her for the rest of your life? Don't waste anybody's time. And I think that's the whole point and purpose. It's okay to take your time, but don't waste my time if you don't see me in your future. Because that's the case. I could be being with somebody who I'm supposed to be with. Maybe you're not the person that I'm supposed to be with. But sometimes I feel like you know within your heart whether you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody or not. So certain things, don't be scared about it if you're ready for it. And don't try to, prolong a situation if ultimately that's not your goal at the end of the day. But you don't want to lose them. That's a whole different segment.
Because everything we do, right, is based on our emotions. If you look at it, either positive or negative, everything we do, our actions are emotionally based, right? Let's talk about the negative emotion that you're feeling, right? Or you usually feel most of the time. So what is your biggest fear right now?
Biggest fear?
Yeah. What bothers you like every day when you wake up? Like right now?
Not walking in my purpose or calling.
What is that purpose of calling?
And that's the thing. Every day to me, I feel like you're always trying to find and figure it out. I know for me, that's like a huge passion for me. It's like, God, what did you create me for? What am I here for? And hoping that I'm constantly doing what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm created to do. So my biggest fear is not walking in that.
Okay.
So I'm always trying to find out, constantly pray and just figure out where He's leading me and where I'm supposed to be going and what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay. So when let's talk about jealousy, right? How do you handle it?
Well, of course.
It's natural.
I was going to say that. Of course, it's natural for everybody to feel certain type of ways. So for me, I just feel like sometimes you have to talk to yourself and let you know that basically you can't compare yourself to others. You have to be grateful for what you have and grateful for what God is doing for you, because you might feel that way towards somebody and somebody might feel that way towards you. Like you might look at somebody like, dang, they got it going on, right?
Yeah.
But then somebody else might look at you in their head and say, dang, that person seems like they got it all together. So everybody's always dealing with something.
Yeah.
But you have to know within yourself that you're doing the best that you can do and that you're grateful for what you have and what God's created you with.
So how do you handle revenge?
Revenge.
That negative emotions.
Well, to be honest with you, I read in the Bible that God's revenge is sweeter.
Okay.
So whenever I have a situation, and He'll make your enemies your footstool. So whenever I have a situation with anybody that's negative, I just calmly try to just walk away from the situation. But I also pray about that situation and ask for God's revenge versus mine.
Okay.
Because God's revenge is sweeter. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to do anything to do evil for evil. I'd rather be the person always doing the right thing versus that person who's going to have that guilt on their heart of doing something bad towards somebody else. So I let God deal with it, because you never know. God will have that same person who was mean to you be the same person to help you.
Okay.
Like,
I can see that.
Yeah, that's something that I've experienced millions of times. Like, someone will be mean to me, but that's the same person who would treating me for lunch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes things just work out like that, you know? So you never know how God is using somebody in a situation to help bless you. So you just got to be careful of how you react to things.
Okay. So is that more of like turning the other cheek, maybe?
In a sense, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that. So at the end of the day, like I said, God sees and He knows everything. So I'd rather Him deal with it than for it to be put in my hands. Because now I have a guilty conscience on my heart of how I treated somebody.
So do you feel like it's necessary sometimes not to turn the other cheek, though?
I mean, certain
When
things.
necessary, though.
Yeah, certain things you have to stand up for yourself. You can't
Okay.
let somebody keep hitting you or walking all over you, and you're just like, no. You know what I mean? It's certain things you have to stand up for yourself. But it's a way to do things and how to react and carry yourself.
Okay. So how do you handle the negative emotion of anger?
And,
Do you scream, punch walls, maybe go scream outside, like smoke a J or pray? Like people handle it differently, though.
Definitely.
And it's natural. Again, it's natural.
Definitely.
How do you handle it?
For me, I definitely pray about everything.
Okay.
So if I'm angry and stuff like that, I literally express how I feel to God, but I also write. That's an outlet.
So you don't cry, huh?
I do, of course. Like everybody else, we cry, all of that stuff. Pain is real. But like I said, what helps me, because sometimes you might bottle up a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
And for me, writing is what helps me. So if I'm upset about anything, sometimes I try to make a song about it. You know what I mean? Exactly how I feel. And it comes out to be the most relatable and amazing song that helps somebody else get through their situation.
Let's talk about the positive stuff now, right? The
Yeah.
positive emotions now. Uh, like, what is true love for you, in your personal definition?
True love for me,
Yeah.
is it, do you want it to be based upon,
Okay, do you believe in love to begin with?
of course.
Okay, what is true love?
Well, to me, true love is God,
Okay.
because I feel like God is love, and
Okay.
His love is unconditional for us. So to me, true love is unconditional. True
Okay.
love is someone who passionately and genuinely cares about you.
Okay.
And true love is just falling in love with that same person over and over and over again every day.
Okay.
True love is, despite what's, hardships that you guys may go through, you overcome it with, because you love that person.
Mm-hmm.
So true love for me is just someone who's going to stick with you no matter what, and just constantly be there for you and
Okay.
love you.
So how important do you think intimacy and sex it is in a relationship?
Well, God
Well,
created us,
okay.
to, of course, have intimacy with one another. So I feel like that's very important, with doing it the right way, so.
What do you mean doing it the right way, though?
Well, to
Because
me,
the reason why I asked that question, right? When you ask different people, they will say, "Oh, they they the physical part doesn't, it's not everything, right? Like in that, like you said, the reason why you and I were here is because of that sexual energy, right? And they will say it's not everything, but and we all looking at it, we all look at it in, from the male perspective. For us, it's everything. It's a deal breaker, right? I don't know. I can't speak for women, but again, when you ask different people, you get different answers. Like for you, what is that for you? Like, do you think it's very important, or it's like should be in the middle of it, but
I
somehow
think
important?
I think it should be based upon something special, between a special bond between you and your significant other.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think that's always just, something beautiful to share together. So, yeah.
You're running away. As a church girl should do, right? Okay. All right. What are you hopeful for right now in your life
What am I
at this
hopeful
moment?
for?
Yeah.
I'm hopeful for all the things that I'm supposed to have in my life.
Like what?
Like what?
Get married.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm
Money.
hopeful. Yep. Just financially, just everything. Just like, I feel like whatever your desires are,
Okay.
I'm just hopeful for all of my desires to come true.
So, what is your greatest desire right now? Name one.
My greatest desire?
If I'm God, and I said I pretend to be God, say name one desire right now. I'll grant you a wish right now. What will it be?
To be in His will. And when I say that,
What does that mean?
being in God's will allows everything else to come. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because, like, if I'm in His will, no good thing will He withhold from they that walk upright.
Okay.
So if I'm in His will, nothing will He withhold from me. So that's everything else that I may desire. So being in His will aligns everything else to come to me. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. At the same time, I'm asking you to give me one thing you're desiring right now, and I'll grant you a wish.
But that is my desire.
Okay, so you don't want anything. You don't want money. You don't want health. You
mean,
don't want
Of course you
anything
want
else
those
right
things,
now.
but
Right now.
above everything, my desire is what God desires for me.
Okay, so you're leaving it up to Him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first time I hear that though. Most people would say, the most material thing you could ever possibly think about, like money, maybe health, maybe success. Something always related to the material. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the supernatural stuff. Like you said, leave it up to Him.
Yeah.
Who's Him anyway?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't even know Him.
Yeah.
But that's the first time I hear that. Are you an optimistic person?
I'm sorry?
Are you an optimistic person?
An optimistic, of course.
Okay, how do you keep that state of mind? Like, always positive state of mind.
I think one is what's embedded in you, because I feel like I've always been that way since I was a kid. It's like just my upbringing, like being in an atmosphere where I never had to worry about growing up in DC. They would have to worry about
Yeah, like
just
gunshot and
yeah,
all those
the
things.
violence and negativity. It's like I'm oblivious to all that stuff because that's not how I was raised.
Okay.
So I could walk down the street thinking that everything is okay, but it's like, no, watch out for this, watch out for that. And it's just like, okay, well, I'm not used to that, but now I have to be open to that.
Yeah.
So, so being optimistic is just what's embedded in me, how I was raised. Just basically trying to keep a positive aspect and attitude towards life in general, and just knowing that one, everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
Two, God will work all things out for your good. So even the bad things that happen, God's gonna work it out for you, no matter how it looks. So that keeps me being optimistic. And on top of that, who likes to stress and worry? So if you constantly stress and be negative, that's not gonna do anything for your life,
Okay.
but bring you down a dark hole. You know what I mean? So you gotta try to look at the good in life, because the sun always shines, right? Isn't that something beautiful to look at every day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, right? Your upbringing kind of play a big role.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason why I was telling you earlier, right? It's
Yeah.
whatever we go through in our early stage,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what we carry over. Because people who tend to grow up in a like environment that is really like with the negative stuff that we talked about,
Yeah.
then they don't have an optimistic view of life, right? They always stay in that dark area.
Yeah.
And you see what happened to people most of the time from the hood. I'm not saying people in the hood are bad,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the times like prisons, you know what I mean, prison sentence, like single family household, and the father's not there, the mom is not there, drugs, and it doesn't go anywhere from there.
Yeah.
So
But then there
you're
are
right.
people who try to see the good in that.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, well, I'm grateful that I have a mother. Hey, I'm grateful that we still got a roof over our heads. Some people take the littlest things and still, be grateful and enjoy it. You know what I mean? So you can see a lot of kids who, like you said, is in the hood and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but they might be running around
Yeah.
enjoying life. Because one, they got friends, they got family, they got food to eat, like, if that. You know what I mean? So sometimes it just depends on the person who always wants to look and view, the good in things,
Okay.
in my opinion.
So it's more like your your outlook, right?
Yeah.
Your state of mind,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so how big is loyalty for you?
Loyalty? Loyalty is big because at the end of the day, you want somebody who is going to be there for you regardless and not turn their backs on you. Especially giving 100% to somebody, you want somebody to value that and give you the same as well. So,
Okay.
and that's with anything, friends, family, relationships. So,
So but the thing so that I always tell people about though, how do you gauge that? Like how do you gauge people's loyalty? You know, you can't even be sure of that until something like very major happens, and then you're kind of looking at people as if they're gonna really stand behind you, and everybody disperse, and you stand in the middle by yourself. That's when you know exactly if people are really loyal.
exactly.
And we see it all the time, like
Yeah.
with the drug dealers, even with families. When you start to get money now, people are gonna start getting greedy. And then the minute you say no to one person, then guess what? The loyalty is gone. Then they're somewhere mouth talking to you. You know what I mean? So
But
how do you gauge that?
But you should be okay with that because that literally shows you who that person is ultimately. That shows you their heart. So at the end of the day, that's just to me God just revealing what's inside of them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's a blessing in disguise whether you see it or not because you want people around you that's good and genuine about you. Not people who will break and fold or turn their backs upon you. Like even Jesus went through that.
Yeah.
You know, he had what? Judah Issachar
Judas,
that betrayed him.
Let's talk money now. Like I was telling you earlier, right? You know, in the black community, it's getting better now when people are getting, getting to know how to properly, after making the money, how to save the money, budget it, and then invest it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, like, and you grew up in a like very stable family. What did you see about your parents as far as money, or what did your parents teach you about money?
Well, for my parents, they had 6 kids, 6 children. So
Budgeting gotta be crazy.
definitely, my dad was a hardworking man who also had a side job, which was a tow truck business. My mom, she resigned her job so she can take care of us, but also had a babysitting business,
Oh, okay.
a daycare business as well. So to me, I was always able to see how they stretch a dollar.
Okay.
So spaghetti is something that's an inexpensive meal that could go a
A
long
long
way.
way.
You know what I mean? And so it just allowed me to see that money is not everything, because
Okay.
we had a happy family that we didn't even really think about money. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, because we had love, which was priceless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said, it also taught me that the value of it as well. Be able to learn how to stretch a dollar. Be able to learn how to save and store for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Being smart about stuff. Like you say, investing in
Yeah.
things. If you had another side business you could do that so that you can save that money and have another income coming in.
Okay.
Versus, always feeling like you're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you may be able to hold off on buying those Jordans and maybe put that towards, investing that in the business that you want to do on the side. Or some people do real estate and different things like that. So it's just about budgeting and managing your money for the long run and your future.
Okay. So as far as your personal opinion though, like when like if you get to make it right and then you get to make a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
like what are you looking to, like what kind of like investment are you trying to get involved with? Like you have a little your own side like
Mm-hmm.
hair business that you have, like other stuff you want to get involved with, like the stock market, or investing in gold, like commodities, stuff like that, or just bigger business? Like, what is that
Yeah,
process?
definitely. I'm open to looking into those things, but I'm also going to, have my own hair salon
Okay,
because I love
that's a
doing hair.
business.
Yeah, my own business, so my own hair salon, so I can do it where it's kind of running itself.
Okay,
You know what I mean? And I also want to have my own clothing line, Christian clothing line. So it's just about investing in the things that you're passionate about and trying to run a successful business with that. But also just trying to save,
hmm
not spending so much, and finding other ways to make a profit, like I said, real estates and different things
yeah.
like that. Just being smart about your money at the end of the day.
Okay, let's talk about. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Let's talk about the education though. Like what you're talking about right now. Not so many people get to like express themselves like the way you're doing it right now. Like, how did you get the education? How did you get that knowledge
Well,
of
one,
money?
have money.
Yeah.
I think it's basically just listening to other wise individuals, people who has more experience with you. Let's just say if it's your grandparents
Okay.
or aunts or uncles, someone who's a successful business owner. Because I used to be a shampoo assistant, and I worked alongside the owner.
Okay.
So I was able to know the ins and outs of the business. So it's basically about grabbing knowledge when you can, rubbing elbows with the people that you aspire to be like. Like I said, whether that's being business owners already, so that you can get a better outlook and perspective on, what to do in your business to be successful.
So
So,
basically, like I hear it all the time when people say you gotta have a mentor. Some stuff like a mentor, like your salon owner
hmm
probably might be your mentor because you're learning from her, right, or him, or whatever case might be.
yeah, I think that it's just more so just definitely having conversations with individuals who are already successful. Like I said, when I worked with someone who was a business owner, I saw how she ran her business.
Okay.
So that allowed me to help run my mini shop that I have right now.
Yeah.
Or like my brother, he's owned 2 businesses before,
Oh, okay.
landscaping and something else that he's done, I think construction or something like that, home improvement. So just seeing how his successful business was running allowed me to kind of be able to have the same mentality when it's time for me to do my businesses.
Okay.
And just research.
Yeah. Right.
Googling so much.
Yeah. All the information
It
are out there
helps.
though.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, do you listen to any specific like motivational speaker? Because there is, like you said, right? It's everything's on the internet today. Like,
Mhm.
oh, have you read any financial literacy book? Like, because I'm trying to educate people.
Definitely. And I think it's also within yourself too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even at an early age, for me, it was just all about like trying to just save.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you know how it feels to like kind of be able to walk in a store and buy whatever you want to keep that same, feeling. So what are you going to do in order to continue that?
Okay.
Save. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Be smart about your money, and different things like that. But it's about when I experience things, how do I learn from those mistakes? How do I move forward and grow? So I think those are things that actually goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? So no, I might not have read a book about financial advising,
Yeah.
about advising me on financial things, but I've also experienced
Okay.
what it feels like to not have as much and also to have much. You know what I mean? So it's about, what you want for yourself.
You're right though. Like I've heard a lot of people talk about listening to so many like financial advisors, like all those like motivational speakers, like, but they don't take action, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, like you watch all those people in your family and in your personal like professional work, and
Hmm.
you took action to open your own business, do hair, talk to people. All of that is actions.
Yeah.
Like without the actions, nothing goes, right?
Yeah.
People don't want to do that. They just want to accumulate the knowledge, but and sit on it.
But then
You
I
know?
also, yeah, definitely, I agree. And I also used to be a store manager and assistant manager. So all those skills allow me to be able to run my own business.
Yeah.
So it's just about getting out there and just grasping and learning and having your own experiences
Okay.
to help follow.
So if you like to, the goal is to make a lot of money. So when you happen to make that much money, like, are you going like, what is your biggest like philanthropy work? Like, I'm talking as far as like helping the community.
Oh, I definitely think about that a lot because for me, I hate to see people without like poverty and different things like that. So what my end result goal is to try to make so much money that I can go to places like Africa and help build up their communities where they can basically no longer where poverty is pretty much deceased, it's diminished,
Yeah.
because I want to see other people, win and be successful. I hate seeing things like that. So for me, that's a big, huge goal for me that I want, one day to build a center or community where they can work
Hmm.
and make money so that they no longer have to go to sleep hungry or different things like that.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who are billionaires and millionaires, and they have yet to have done anything about things like that when they can.
Yeah.
But I know for myself, you have to also desire it, and I desire that. So once I get on, or once I become more successful, I'll be able to branch off and do the things that I want to be able to help others as well. Hasn't always been perfect, but my life has always been worth it. Do the good with the bad, you the best they ever had. For the surface that you see, trying to reach my destiny, and you the captain of my life I see, and you the words I speak that calm my seas, and my heart's always been pure, it's always been yours, yes, always been yours, and my heart's been giving and taking. My heart's been filled up and breaking. My heart's been trying to get to you, God. My heart's map is a compass point to you, God. You, 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 God. And you, 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 God. And you, you, you. A little sample.
All right. And we out.
All right.